public that despite the transfer, Johnson has still not resumed active duty.
The Commissioner of Police wishes to remind members of the public that the investigation into the voice notes are ongoing and that Chief Superintendent Johnson remains on garden leave and will remain until the conclusion of the investigation.
As the investigation into the alleged bribery scandal continues, authorities urge the public to cease the circulation of false information.
There is in circulation a dated photo depicting myself, Chief Superintendent Chrislyn Skippix, and Chief Superintendent Johnson at a crime scene. The media and general public is hereby advised that this is a dated photo and does not reflect the current status of Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson.
On Chief Superintendent Chrislyn Skippins sought to reassure the public that despite the transfer, Johnson has still not resumed active duty.
The Commissioner of Police wishes to remind members of the public that the investigation into the voice notes are ongoing and that Chief Superintendent Johnson remains on garden leave and will remain until the conclusion of the investigation.
As the investigation into the alleged bribery scandal continues, authorities urge the public to cease the circulation of false information.
There is in circulation a dated photo depicting myself, Chief Superintendent Chrislyn Skippix, and Chief Superintendent Johnson at a crime scene. The media and general public is hereby advised that this is a dated photo and does not reflect the current status of Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson.
On Chief Superintendent Chrislyn Skippins sought to reassure the public that despite the transfer, Johnson has still not resumed active duty.
The Commissioner of Police wishes to remind members of the public that the investigation into the voice notes are ongoing and that Chief Superintendent Johnson remains on garden leave and will remain until the conclusion of the investigation.
As the investigation into the alleged bribery scandal continues, authorities urge the public to cease the circulation of false information.
There is in circulation a dated photo depicting myself, Chief Superintendent Chrislyn Skippix, and Chief Superintendent Johnson at a crime scene. The media and general public is hereby advised that this is a dated photo and does not reflect the current status of Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson.
On Chief Superintendent Chrislyn Skippins sought to reassure the public that despite the transfer, Johnson has still not resumed active duty.
The Commissioner of Police wishes to remind members of the public.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on this live. You know what to do when you get in here. This is going to be a quick one, a short one, but I had to bring the Bahamian public up to date on what's really going on and on the disappointing information that we seem to be getting from the police on this matter. This is a very serious matter, and this is a matter of national importance. This is a national security issue. And if you can't trust the police, who can you trust? And so the police is already on here watching this, I assume. They normally monitor whatever I am doing. But I want to say a special good morning to all of you. And so use your @highlights and @followers so I can get started. Your @highlights and @followers, and click on those little hearts and like things that will confuse the algorithm. And so just pay close attention to that. Let's get the word out there. All right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let me make sure you can see your comments, just in case they try to move them later. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm broadcasting live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, the whole 9 yards. And so you can get us wherever you want to broadcast. All right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I before I start this, I want to say that, of course, political interests are going to use this to say that we are fighting against the police. No, we're not fighting against the police. We do not believe that every police is corrupt. We do not believe that every police officer is behind these conspiracies. We believe that most police officers are good persons and they're not corrupt. And so this is not us fighting against the police in general. We are fighting against the leadership, which we believe is corrupt. The leadership of the police force accepted both the commissioner and deputy commissioner received money from the government. Of course, it was a settlement, a lawful settlement for a case, but they did not disclose how much it was. Public officials are supposed to disclose every year their income, and so to see a reason to keep that secret is shocking to me, and it makes no sense. So that puts them in an era of suspicion. We should not only avoid corruption, but we must avoid the appearance of corruption. And what you are about to see today uh, shows that they're not serious. Of course, if you want to know what I'm talking about the case with Michael Johnson. Of course, he was the head of the CDU, and I'm explaining this because there are international persons watching this. He was the head of the CDU who was accused of making deals with criminals. And there were voice notes that were released with reference to that. And they said that they're investigating these voice notes. And of course, this keeps taking these sick turns. We can now see that Michael Johnson, at this point, was not arrested, we believe. He was not questioned. I don't know what kind of investigation this is. The lawyer who was named, BJ, he was not arrested or questioned as far as we know, as the public has been informed. And so, what kind of investigation is this? We were told that the UK, the NCA from the UK, the National Crime Agency, would be investigating this. And of course, we checked with them. We did a live where we called them to see if they know anything about that, and they knew nothing about that. And so it was very curious. And we called them live, and we called them before we went live, and they gave us certain information that they are not investigating this matter. And so whether they were going to be asked to just authenticate the voice note or not, we don't know, but they informed us that they were not investigating this matter. And it seems that the FBI is also not investigating this matter. This matter is not being investigated by the FBI based on information that we have, even though they are giving us information to make us feel that the FBI is. And so it seems like the FBI might have been asked to assist with authenticating the voice notes, but no more than that. The problem with, even if they brought them in to investigate, they would only be looking over files that were given to them by SIB. SIB is the unit of the police force that is responsible for taking care of the politicians. They have other duties, but one of their major roles is the bodyguards of the politicians, or the prime minister, other MPs. They are their bodyguards. And so they are more closely knitted to the politicians. And if there's one unit that should not be investigating it, is them, because it's the prime minister and the rest of them bodyguards, so they can influence them. And so that's a major problem for right-thinking Bahamians. Okay, and so, ladies and gentlemen, this thing keeps taking twists and turns. When we reveal that the NCA said they knew nothing about this investigation, the commissioner came on the next day and said, no, the FBI is going to be doing it now. They're calling them in to assist with this. And that's to try to make it seem like it's credible. And that's a problem for right-thinking Bahamians. They keep switching and dodging. Now they're saying that the investigation will wrap up sometime around the end of the year. This investigation where you have the audio, you can question the persons, One of them is still alive. The persons who started to die out, one of them is still alive. Why would this investigation take until the end of the year? That's This is September, October, November, December. Another 3 months to investigate this after all this time. That is absolutely ridiculous. Okay. And so based on that, we're hearing things like, and of course, this is speculation, but we're hearing things that Michael Johnson has information. He was doing dirty work for other higher officials, and so they can't touch him, etc. And so that's what it's starting to look like in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And so I wanted to show you this, and this here is a problem, and this will lead us to call for certain resignations. Kristen Skippings, in the video that we have been looping to you in the beginning of this, Kristen Skippings made certain comments, and I'm going to go through these comments right now for you and show you where there's a problem here. Okay, why are we doing this? It's the only country we have, and if we can't trust the police, we can't trust anyone. So here's Kristen Skippings again, and I'm going to go through this with you because this is serious.
That the investigation into the voice note
Liaison Chief Superintendent Kristen Skippins sought to reassure the public that despite the transfer, has still not resumed.
The Commissioner of Police wishes to remind members of the public that the investigation into the voice are ongoing and that Chief Superintendent Johnson remains on garden leave and will remain until the conclusion of the investigation.
As the
So documents have recently been released. The police said it was leaked out there. Documents have been released that despite the police saying that Michael Johnson is on garden leave, he was actually transferred to headquarters. All right. And we received information that he was transferred to headquarters to work along with Skippings. All right. That's the information that we got. And so he was transferred to headquarters. So how is he on garden leave? That seems to be to appease the people, to make it seem like he was on some kind of suspension, which he is not. And so days after they announced that he was on garden leave, we see documents showing that he was transferred. And that's gone all over the place. So I'm not going to show the documents because you've seen it. And that's problematic. And so now they're trying to come back and appease the public to say, no, we're telling you he's on garden leave. Now watch this more.
Investigation into the alleged bribery scandal continues. Authorities urge the public to seize the circulation of false information.
So she is also saying that the public must seize the circulation of false information. Why? Because she is saying that, remember, they were sending around this picture that showed Michael Johnson working. The picture showed him standing next to her while she was reporting on a matter. She called it a crime scene, but that wasn't a crime scene. I'm going to let you know exactly what that was in a minute. But she says that was false. Now listen to her.
There is in circulation a dated photo depicting myself, Chief Superintendent Kristen Skippings, and Chief Superintendent Johnson at a crime scene. The media and general public is hereby advised that this is a dated photo and does not reflect the current status of Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson.
He's on Chief Superintendent.
So, in other words, she is saying that it is a dated photo. It is a dated photo. See how they're playing with words? She's reading that. Someone prepared that for her. It's a dated photo. In other words, that's an old photo. They showing a photo when he was working, is what she is saying. All right? She's saying that that's a dated photo. That's showing when he was working and he was standing next to me. But that does not reflect his current state. So that's the words that they're playing with to deceive. I call it lie to the Bahamian people. And that's a problem. Do you know why? Because, yeah, they were sharing that photo. But guess what? We have the video. We have the actual video, the dated video of him standing next to her on September 9th when the video went out. You heard me correctly. You see, the police force didn't see the video being circulated. And so when I say police force, of course, I'm just talking about the leaders, not every police officer. They didn't see the video being circulated, so they thought no one had the video. So what they did was very diabolical. And this is why we are saying we can't trust the police force. We can't. All right? We can't trust the police force. I'm going to show you why. Because the video was actually done on September 9th. Watch this, September 9th. And Jones Communication had the video out. So this is the video. This is the YouTube, all right, of the screenshot of Jones Communication. I'm going to actually screen share it so you can see it. So here you can see where something is missing. In fact, let me do the screen share now before I actually show you the video. What the police should understand is that you can't really delete something that is digital. And so they're going to be in problems in a second. But let me just do a quick screen share so that you can actually see this whole thing in action. I want you to see exactly what it appears that they did. It's very diabolical. And so where we're going is to JCN. JCM, channel 14. And so we're going to go to their page. Okay, so let me share this so you can get in on this. Make sure you're sitting down for this. All right, make sure you're sitting down for this. Let's share the screen so the whole Bahamas can see. I want you to see this properly. Make sure you're sharing this. So this is JCN. This is their YouTube page. And I want you to notice something interesting here. I'm going to go to their videos. I want you to notice something. So I'm going to go back down to the date in question. So it was September 9th. All right, September 9th. So watch this. So this is, let me close up. So you can see this, September 12, segment 1, segment 2. So there's always 2 segments. Right here, September 11th, segment 1, September 11th, segment 2. Let's keep going. September 10th, segment 1, September 10th, segment 2. But September 9th, segment 2, segment 1 is missing. So it appears that they went to Wendell Jones Station, and I don't know this, but it appears that they asked him to remove that video so that they could come with this story that, oh, that's just a dated picture. Because it was Wendell Jones Station where the picture came from. See, September 6th, September, segment 1, segment 2. You see, they're always in 2 segments. But notice segment 1 has been removed of September 9th. Now, if the police is going to this kind of effort to deceive the Bahamian people, we in trouble and we need an election immediately. So I'm going to stop sharing that. But the police should have known that you cannot delete anything that is digital. I mean, they've caught criminals like that. And so now we're going to catch them like that. So here's a clip from that video on September 9th, segment 1, where
liaison officer, chief superintendent.
I'm going to put this in full screen so all of you can see it. As you can see right next to me right there, let me make it big. Right next to me right there, JCN News, September 9th, segment 1. As you can see, this was deleted from their YouTube, but we had already gotten that 4 days, as you can see, 4 days after it was posted on September 9th, and it had already had over 1,000 views. And this was clearly removed so that she could deceive the public by saying that it was a dated photo. Technically, yeah, because it was from September 9th. So that's the date, I guess. But I'm going to remove my image so that you can watch this in full and see clearly Michael Johnson standing next to her on September 9th. And this was at the accident on Go Slow Bend, not a crime scene. It was at an accident where a motorcyclist, remember the recent accident where a motorcycle was hit by a car, a Jeep that they say had a judge's license plate. It was just an accident, but the Jeep hit the motorcyclist and the motorcyclist was killed. This is where he was working. This is just September 9th, when he's supposed to be on garden leave, not dated. Let's go back and look at it.
Bend. Police Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent Crystalline Skippings shared details of this latest traffic fatality and had a few words of advice for motorcyclists especially.
As he attempted to turn, he felt an impact to the front portion of his vehicle and later observed a male operating a motorcycle traveling along the same corridor. This male ran into a wall, into a gate rather, of a home on the western side of the street, which resulted in him losing his life. Please ensure that you wear the proper gear when you're operating motorcycles. I also want to encourage you to ensure that your bikes.
Bend. Police Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent Crystalline
observed a male.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a photo that they screenshot and they were sending around. This is the video. This is not photoshopped. This is not dated. See the date right there? JCN News, September 9th, segment 1. Who is that? Unless I'm mistaken. You know, people look alike. Who's that standing next to Crystalline Skippings? Someone help me. Let's identify that person, please. Someone help me. Anyone? Anyone? This is not a dated photo. So, anyone? Waiting. That's Michael Johnson? Yeah. It's Michael Johnson. This has nothing to do with a dated photo. This is now to do with corruption and deceit of the Bahamian people by the police force. Now, if I'm mistaken, if that's just his twin brother or cousin who looks like him or something like that, please let me know. That's Michael Johnson. And this is a video, not a picture. And that's the date. And y'all went and removed this from JCN, thinking that the public would not have this. But guess what? We have computer scientists ready to take this government. And so you can't get away with that. And so what are we to do? I'm going to open the phone lines in a sec so y'all will be able to call in. This is not going to be a long live today, but I just want to show you another video that was very interesting about this whole thing. I'm going to show you another video. At this crime scene, see, the media, what bothers me most about this right here, what bothers me is that he is standing in front of media. All of the media were there. They saw him with their own eyes. And when they reported her lies and deceit of the Bahamian people, not one of them corrected her and said, but our news reporter was there and saw Michael Johnson working along with her. Not one of them stood up. When she gave that nonsense about this dated photo that was passing out, not one person in the media corrected her. They did the story as they were told, but not one of them said, but the problem is we were there, and here is our footage to show that Michael Johnson was there on that scene working, or at least on that scene. Not one media house. And this is dangerous because the media has clearly sold out. So let me show you what also happened at that scene. Now, they didn't want the license plate of the Jeep to be shown. The police actually came to the media and told them, don't show the license plate. This could never happen in a civilized country. A license plate is a public thing. That's why you put it on your car, and everyone has a right to see your license plate so they could know who is on the road, and you have a right to be on the road. That's public. That's not something that should be kept secret at all. And so the license plate, the police asked the media, don't, if you have the license plates redacted, if you were showing the Jeep, because of who the Jeep was connected to. And I have no problem with that. But the media complied. Not only did the media comply with that foolishness, watch how careful they are to do as they're told. I'm going to show you another video of, I think this is our news, as they were there live reporting. And they were reporting. And guess what? You see all of you on here, and you see how we're presenting this video. Watch and see how many media houses cover this. They're going to say, okay, maybe 10,000 people might watch that, but the rest of the Bahamian public won't know. And so let's just keep that lie. Don't cover that. Don't touch that. Let the police force continue to lie and deceive the Bahamian people as it relates to this corrupt case where young men were executed and assassinated, we believe. Not one media house is going to call me. Not one media house is going to go back and try to get this video and actually question her about this. Not one. But here is another one. Let me maximize this so you can see this carefully. This was, I think it was our news, on the scene of that accident when it happened. And I want you to notice that the police came and approached them and said, listen, redact that. And not only did they stop showing the Jeep license plate, she actually muted it so the police could talk in secret. Now, he was talking out there in the public to all the media, but she actually muted it. That's how obedient they are. She had no reason to do that. She is a public media house recording what is going on. She muted it. Watch this.
The motorcycle involved.
How y'all doing? What I want y'all to do, please, if you are recording the plate number of this vehicle, kindly redact it, please.
All right, police not officially ready to give that brief.
I don't think you could actually see her full screen just now. So I want to make sure. Okay, I'm going to put it like this so you can actually see the full screen, so you can see where the thing was actually muted. Let's go back. And when she came back, she didn't even tell us, okay, the police asked us to redact whatever. She just changed the subject and said, oh, the police are not ready for us yet. As if you had some secret conversation with the police. Okay, let's do this again.
You can see the motorcycle involved.
How y'all doing? What I want y'all to do, please, if you are recording the plate number of this vehicle, kindly redact it, please.
Look on the screen right there. You see she pressed the mute button. You see the mute icon showed up. The mute icon. And so she actually muted it. Why would anything that's happening in the public being reported by the media need to be secret? And he asked her to redact it, and she muted it at this point. And then she came back and told a different story. The police are not ready for this or that, which was not what he was talking about. Let me continue. It's still muted.
All right, police not officially ready to give that briefing quite yet. But they have let us in closer, so we probably are close to that time where we will get more information on the incident. Now, as we said, on the other side of this accident.
And so this country's in trouble because, again, the media in a civilized country, you can't tell the media what to do and what not to do. And this is the problem. And so, as you can see, the media is sold out. So you're not going to get real information from the media. Now, the Eyewitness News reporter did say that, okay, they asked him to not show the license plate. That's a publicly owned vehicle on the public road. I'm going to open the phone lines, 803-5995, 803. I want to hear what you feel about this, what you have to say about this. Do you trust the police in this matter? There seems to have been lies from the beginning of this. And I know what the result of this is going to be. They're going to attack me. They're going to find something to put on me in short order. But I can assure you, if they tell you, they find drugs in my car, it's a lie. If they tell you they found bullets, it's a lie. They're going to try to find some way to set me and others up, probably Maria Daxon, etc., because they are desperate and they want to keep power. And so we know we can't trust the police. So they can find something. All right. And this is very problematic for Bahamians and living in our country. Christlyn Skippins literally came out. The press liaison officer needs to resign immediately. The phone line is open. You can call, WhatsApp call. Oh, I'm sorry. The phone's on silent. You can call, WhatsApp call. Call now. WhatsApp call. Let me hear how you feel about this. WhatsApp call or regular call. Either one of them. Let us know how you feel. All right. And Christlyn Skippins can also call. Good afternoon. You're live. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bain, and good afternoon, Bahamas.
Yes, go ahead.
So Mr. Bain, I just finished get through watching some of the live, and I listened to the report that Officer Skippings had placed out when she said that the public needs to be careful of what they circulate.
Misinformation, or circulating misinformation.
I think that the information concerning the photo, she said it was misleading.
Press liaison.
Go ahead.
Yes, my thing is the Commissioner of Police, Skippings, and anyone that is overseer or in charge of the Royal Bahamas Police Force needs to be careful what they are requesting from the public, first and foremost. At this moment, they have nothing to request from the public. What they need to do right now is to regain the public's trust. They have done everything unthinkable to fail the Bahamian people. They have no rights to request anything of the Bahamian people at this moment.
Wow.
They have failed us repeatedly. And to come out and tell us what we should not say, what we should not circulate, when they are not being transparent, when we don't have access to the freedom of information. It's like everything they do, including this government, is about silencing the Bahamian people. They've already taken away our sovereign wealth fund. Now they're trying to take away our voices.
Wow.
They're trying to take everything away from the Bahamian people. And I am telling the Bahamian people, it is time that we stand up. We should not be asking anymore for transparency. We shouldn't be asking for freedom of information. We are done asking. This is a nation of people. We are people. And the only thing we demand is proper governance.
Yeah.
But I do not think that they should be asking us of anything at this point. They need to now prove themselves to the Bahamian people. They need to regain the trust of the Bahamian people, because at this point, we have zero confidence. Zero confidence in
Thank
them.
you for your call. Appreciate it. Wow. So someone else is trying to call in. You can call in now, 803-5995, 803-5995. Good afternoon, you're live. I am awesome, man. I am just flabbergasted that the police would be allowed to lie to the Bahamian public like this. We need a commission of inquiry immediately.
Well, basically, we need to do over this Bahamas, because I'll tell you one thing. I had a friend who I went out fishing with, and he's a big police. And we pull up on the side of a yacht. He was in his own boat, and the white people jump over with their spec, and I look at him. And he's like, I know what you want to ask me. If I get him in office, you know, the hell they gonna raise with me just because I bring these white people? He said, you ever people? He said, you really think these white people is coming to our country and behave?
Yeah.
These people doing this and doing that, we don't see it. We only see our people getting locked up.
Yeah.
San Salvador needing roads. The places where these tourists walk in, it's just a hazard. If anybody had to go on those railings that they're going to see the site, everything is loose. And San Salvador, the worst roads in the Bahamas. Just wanted to tell you that. Y'all have a blessed day and be wise. God bless.
All right. Thank you, too. 803-5995 is the number, 803-5995. This is a pop-up live. I don't want to do it long today, but call in and let me know how you feel about this with Kristen Skippins lying to the Bahamian. Okay, we lost that caller. Lying to the Bahamian public like this, deceiving the Bahamian public like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try right now to call the Commissioner of Police. Now, you notice every other time I called him, I even call him live, he answers the phone. We'll see if the Commissioner of Police is going to answer the phone now at this time. Let's see if he is going to answer the phone. Let me call the Commissioner of Police, because we need to know exactly what's going on. You know, again, I will say that I don't think the whole police force is corrupt. But what is happening now, there's clearly some kind of cover-up. All right. And we've also experienced lies and deceitfulness from the police force, false arrests, etc. Clayton Fernanda. Calling Clayton Fernanda. So we're calling Clayton Fernanda, all right? It's the first time I've ever called Clayton Fernanda and didn't get an answer. First time. First time. Okay, no answer from Clayton Fernanda. I'm not going to keep calling him. I know there's no explanation to this, so I don't expect to get an answer. But Clayton Fernanda, if you are watching, you can call me back. Let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon. You're live.
Good afternoon. How are you doing, sir?
I'm awesome, man.
All right, that's awesome. All right, the weird thing to me is how is it that the police and the government and the court system want us as Bahamians, right? If our family members or we know a crime, to turn in the person that committed the crime, where hereby it is that you can't do the same thing inside your family, which is the police. So how do you want me to turn my brother in for committing the crime, right?
Wow.
But you can't even, you can't even.
Wow, that is serious. That is serious.
Yeah, you want me to turn in a family member? I must trust you all that much, but y'all can't trust the Bahamian people that much. Y'all can't give us no justice, no nothing, and y'all want us to continue to do one. Y'all a favor? That can't work in this country, man.
And you also can't trust that the police won't. I was getting a video call just now from Sylvan's Mayetta. All right, let me take this call. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the voice of Nassau Bahamas.
Go ahead.
Listen,
yes.
And listen clearly, right? I want to let the public know. Understand something. Crystal Skippins, the fact is that she said Michael Johnson got transferred July the 8th, 2024. Remember, I got shot July the 8th, 2024. All right? Now, hear this again. I released the voice notes of Michael Johnson July the 3rd, 2024. So, between that time, when they put him on the newspaper that he was on leave. So help me understand, how did he get transferred? See, Crystal Skippers need to understand something. Not only that she needs to be fired, she needs to be arrested. She needs to be arrested and held accountable for all lives that lost in the Bahamas and all the lies she told to the media. This one was a offender like Michael Fox. And which is she know? She know what exactly happened. Where is Sarah A. Ingram? See that? These are the lies that Crystal Skippins tell. And then on top of that, they got Desiree Ferguson lying. Then they hired this other fat person to lie. Y'all see that? Y'all see that same individual that got hit off that motorbike by the judge? Why didn't you release the judge name? I didn't release the judge name. You understand what I'm trying to show you, Lincoln Bean?
Yeah.
You're doing a good job, my brother. Only thing I need to tell you, be careful. You see what happened to me, right?
Yeah.
I got shot on that same day. She said he got transferred. How? And I released the voice note July the 3rd. How?
I have an unseen army with me, and there's more with me than against me. They can't touch me without touching my God.
Brother, it's time for us to march, bro. It's time for us to get together. Like, I do apologize. I'm gonna just apologize on air. You understand me? Teeth and tongue is fight every day. But the way how the Bahamas is going at, ain't no such thing as PLP. Ain't no such thing as F&M. We need a new beginning, a new start, a new fresh air. You understand what I'm trying to show you?
Yeah, man.
And this is what God telling me to tell the Bahamas this morning. It's
Yeah.
not the time for us to go against each other. It's time for us to come together as one and fight these people, bro. Let them bring their army tanks out. If we gotta burn down some shit, let them bring it out, bro. Cause see, if the Bahamas stay into this same dark stage that we in right now, listen to me. Our kids won't see a future. They'll be trying to migrate to other countries to find a good living, to make something happen, in which they have a home was considered to be rich by itself.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you for your call, man. I appreciate it. Your apology is accepted. I don't hold grudges, man. My eye is on the prize that we could have a better Bahamas for all those who are Bahamians and who love this Bahamas. My eye is on that prize, and nothing else is going to sway me from that.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Go first on it, my brother.
All right. Thank you, man. All right. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, my eye is on the prize. All right. I'm focused on that and that alone. And so I want to say something. He told me to be careful. They may kill me, et cetera, et cetera. The thing with people like me, that is educating the Bahamian people and informing them, killing me will not stop the movement. They can't kill what I am. I am an idea. I am an ideal. You can't kill me. You can't kill vision. Even if you kill the person, you can't. And so what they have to do is try to discredit me. All right. So their efforts is going to be to try to discredit me. I've been out there pushing and others to educate you about your carbon credits, your natural resources, and that you are worth a lot. Hold the line, call. I'll be right with you. Just hold the line. I've been educating you. So people like me, they have to discredit, all right? Not just kill, because they have to try to kill or suppress the ideal, you see? And so someone like Martin Luther King, you can kill him. You can get rid of him. Someone like Marcus Garvey, killing him won't help. So they tried to discredit him. They put a false case on him, charged him with fraud for no reason. It was a fake, false case. All right. And so they wanted to discredit him because what was he doing? He was telling the black people, you don't have to be servants. W.E.B. Du Bois and them teaching you how to work and be slaves again. No, I am teaching you how to be owners. We can own companies. We can own shipping companies. We can be owners in this nation. He had 5 million followers who wanted to be owners. And so they charged him with fraud, saying that when he advertised selling shares in his Black Star liner, the picture that he showed, he didn't actually own that ship. It was just an illustration of a ship. And he was saying black people come and buy shares in there. So they charged him with fraud, saying he didn't own the ship in the picture. So they charged him with fraud. Nonsense. But they tried to discredit him, got his lawyers to sell him, et cetera, et cetera. They will try to discredit persons who are trying to change your thinking. So that's their movement. You'll see they'll try to wait for me to make any mistake in speaking, and they'll say, oh, see, you can't listen to him. He's lying. And so that's what they want. They will have to do with me. All right? Killing me, the whole public will know that they killed me because of this ideal. And this ideal will grow even more. So I'm not afraid to die for this. I want you to understand that. I'm not afraid to be arrested for this. I'm not afraid to die for this. I'm not afraid to give every cent that I have. Their job is to try to discredit me, try to make me look like the big bad wolf, spread lies about me, call me a crook and all this other stuff. Then when you ask them for details, no, everyone know, man. Just try to discredit him so no one can listen to him. That's what their ideal is. I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm still alive. All right, because they know that their mission is to try to discredit me. And that's why when I talk, I come with facts. I don't give them an opening, but they're waiting for me to make one mistake so they can say, see, he was always a liar. Don't listen to nothing he said to you in the past. That's what they're doing. They're not putting me on the media because they don't want you to know the truth. They don't want to be able to spread the truth that we have natural resources, even though they've been lying to us. Our carbon credits, Fred Mitchell put out a voice note this morning, which I can play for you after this call, where he's now acknowledging that the seagrass carbon credits is worth over $150 billion. It's 156 to be exact. All right. Now, Fred Mitchell is admitting to it. Bahamas, they've been lying to you. And I don't want power. All I want is for Bahamians to get what is theirs. Bahamians are leaving this country, and guess what? They're coming back. They're coming back. Canada is sending people back home. People are coming back because it isn't as easy as they thought. Let's build our nation, man. Let's preserve our nation. Let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon. You're live.
Hey,
yes.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Yes. I think that the BMN people, we have to stop being so passive.
Yeah.
We have to. I mean, we talk about people from other places in the demographics in the Caribbean, Haiti per se, and sometimes we might have some negative things to say about these people, but you know what they do? They fight for what they believe in, whether right, wrong, or indifferent.
Yeah.
We don't fight. We sit here, we talk, we watch. We see these things happening in our face. This is nothing new. We've been doing this. We've been going through this for years. Corruption and whatnot. The oligarchs, the real people that run the country. They sit back and they just have their puppets doing whatever they need them to do. And we sit here and we argue amongst each other and we fight for PLP and FNM, but what are we really fighting for? What,
yeah.
I heard the gentleman say before, you need to be careful. No, we all need to have that attitude. We all need to be fed up. We all need to say, you know what, this is it. The revolution don't happen, change don't happen without a fight, bro.
Yeah.
We gotta start being so scary, so passive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And stop thinking in this box. Think outside the box. We have every tool we never had before. We have the internet. We have social media. Use it for the right purpose and learn and educate ourselves. And when we educate ourselves, then we can step out there and create change, not just talk about change. When you keep marches or whatever, not even 50%, not even 25% of the population come out there to support. You know how these people look at us and look and laugh because why? Because it's just talk. until we get out there and really create change. And I'm not saying I'm not inciting violence, but sometimes you gotta really fight for what you want, like really fight for it.
There's a time for everything under the face of the sun, the Bible says. Anything.
Yes, sir.
All right. So
yes, sir.
Thanks for your call. So we have to stand up. We have to fight. Let me let you hear Fred Mitchell now. All right. Let me let you hear Fred Mitchell. You know, let me pull him up. Where is he? Come on, Fred. Don't hide. Don't hide. Let's go. Let's go. Where's Fred Mitchell? Okay, I think this is it.
There's a lot to talk about, so let's get started. Good morning.
I cringe hearing this man's voice. I hate having to listen to him. And but of course, you know, I have a son with autism, so if you hear some loud noise in the background and some screaming and stuff, I take care of him. I'm a single parent. I take care of my son. All right, so you might hear him in the background. But this is Fred Mitchell, who no one should leave their son with.
The Progressive Liberal Party, Minister for the Foreign Service, MP for Foxhill, and today is Friday. It's the 27th of September, 2024. It's payday for government workers. For Lord's sake, try to save something, no matter how small, for that rainy day. Today, Prime Minister Philip Davis delivers the national statement of the country at the United Nations in New York. The number one foreign policy issue is climate change, and we expect that once again he will make the moral case for the Bahamas. I got to speak at the CEO Leaders on Purpose conference, a one-day seminar. This is an organization here in New York dedicated to using market solutions to aid in the fight for climate change. Here in New York, these erudite business people also got to hear from me the Prime Minister's case on climate change. At bottom, it is a moral case. I use the saying of Horace Mann, who founded Antioch College in Ohio, where I went to school, and he said, "Be ashamed to die unless you have done some good for humanity." We are largely failing, though, in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. That is why countries...
Okay. Someone called in right before it came through. Let me just hold the line 1 sec, caller. I just want to finish playing this voice note for the Bahamian people, and then I'll get right to you. So just hold the line. Oh, hold on now. I'm sorry. He was just starting to say what I was talking about. Because the call is on the line, I actually can't let you hear it. So I'll take the call and we'll finish letting you hear it. Go ahead, caller. You're live.
Hey, Mr. Ben, how you doing, man?
Right here, man.
Yeah, I want to agree with the caller earlier. Man, we in some deep trouble, man.
Yeah.
You know, when you're a young child and you go to school and the teacher will always tell you, when you see wrong, you say it's wrong, and you tell what the person is doing wrong, what Tommy doing wrong, and you could be rewarded for it. Now that you get older, all those values will change, man.
Yeah.
You know, you could be in a workplace and you see wrong, and if you don't shut up, you be victimized or you get fired. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's sad that we're in that predicament at this time. And I feel sorry for the family of the young man who died in that situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And another thing I wanted to ask, because, you know, I was a former police officer. I see all these police cars and all these MP cars with these dark tints, which you can't see through. Isn't that against the law?
Yes.
So why the normal public people getting pulled over it, the general public getting pulled over it, the taxpayers getting pulled over it, but they ain't nothing happening with the police officers and the MPs and the government officials?
Yeah, the law doesn't matter. Enforcement of the law is what really matters. And so you could have a law all you want, but if the government decides they're not going to enforce it, then it doesn't matter. So they've chosen not to enforce it against certain people, and that's that.
Man,
we need a sensible country. If you want to allow certain people to have the dark tints, then you just put in the law that these persons are exempt, so that the law functions properly, and it's not, you know, in the asinine states that is in.
Yes, because I have kind of a little dark tints on my car, and some police pulled me over the other day, and I couldn't even see in their car.
Yeah.
So I asked the officer, they say, so, I mean, how could you do this to me? But look at y'all, you know.
Yeah.
The fella started crazy at me. I say, okay, so sorry.
Yeah. And so I think they should make exemptions for police vehicles so that they could be able to move in secret, etc. But just put it in the law.
But they don't need it, though. What they are cars. Why they need to be 10? They need to see.
Yeah.
Our MPs need to see. We need to see them. We need to see them and what they're doing and who in our cars.
Yeah, I definitely want to see who's in the MP cars.
I want to see
That's
who's in
our
the
car.
That's our car.
Yeah. Thanks for your call, man.
Have a good one.
All right, you too. And so I'm almost done. I'm just going to do an hour, and that's it today. So I got probably like 4 more minutes left. Let me finish playing Fred Mitchell. I want you to actually hear this. I had to do it back a little bit for you.
Bahamas is seeking market solutions in the fight on climate change. The Bahamas has 40% of the world's seagrass, and the advice is that if we protect it and keep it, it may be worth as much as $150 billion on the open market. I take all of that with a grain of salt, though. But it is important for us to do what we can, listen to the scientists, the economists, the financiers, and use the best efforts to monetize this important asset for and on behalf of the Bahamian people. Meanwhile, back at home,
he said, make our best efforts to monetize this thing. He said it's worth $156 billion. He's taking the value at a grain of salt, but he said we have to do our best efforts to monetize this. So this is what we've been talking about from documents I've been showing people. Since before the election, we were informing people of this. I got a lot of flack for it. And people said that I was selling dreams, but now this is all they are talking about. So who do you trust? The persons who were lying to you or the person who was giving you the information? You have to make your choice. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we're going to be in Grand Bahama for our tea party. So if you're in Grand Bahama watching this, please come and join us at the tea party. It's $10 for kids, $25 for adults. It's going to be an amazing affair. It's going to be wonderful. The food is always good. The tea and the crumpets and everything else, the pastries, etc., is always good. And I'll be there. I'll be speaking. You can come. You can ask me questions. Also on Sunday, we're inviting our supporters to come out. We're going to be at the Nayo Plaza. You should know where that is. And I think that's West Atlantic Drive. And so I'll be there. And you'll be able to ask me questions. I'm going to address issues in Grand Bahama, the power and all this other stuff that's going on, the Port Authority itself. I'm going to address those issues. And so come out and be able to ask your questions, et cetera, et cetera. But in terms of this, ladies and gentlemen, you saw it with your own eyes. I'm going to let you see it again because she said it was some dated photo. And she did that to deceive the Bahamian people. And this is what we can't have in this country.
And had a few words of advice for Bend. Police Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent Crystalline Skippings shared details of this latest traffic fatality and had a few words of advice for motorcyclists especially.
As he attempted to turn, he felt an impact to the front portion of his vehicle and later observed a male operating a motorcycle traveling along the same corridor.
Right there.
This male ran into a wall, into a gate of a home on the western side of the street, which resulted in him losing his life. Please ensure that you wear the proper gear when you're operating
this clip. They removed this clip from JCN News YouTube, which means that they are trying intentionally being deceitful. I'm going to share that on WhatsApp, so hopefully you'll get it. We'll share that and make sure that everyone knows exactly what's going on. Do not trust the police force. Ladies and gentlemen, when I say the police force, I'm not talking about the regular police officers. I'm talking about the leadership of the force. They are puppets for Philip Brave Davis and his dark deeds. We have several lawsuits right now against the police force because of things that they have done to us, because of breaking the law, in our opinion. And so we got to fight for this country. We're going to be out there in the fight. Stand with us. And so you're going to see more candidates coming soon. You're going to see more events. You're going to see more things happening. We're not playing with them. I heard someone asking, talking about third parties on their talk show on Guardian Radio. Of course, they won't bring us on, but they'll just talk about us. And of course, that's unethical in media. You shouldn't be talking about people if you're not going to bring them on your show and let them be able to speak from their side of things. But of course, that's how they're operating in this country, so that the message doesn't go out there. We have been traveling, just like the PLP and FNM. We've had our convention, just like them. Our convention was top A1 first class. We've had our candidates release. We've had rallies, etc., motorcades, etc. We are operating on their level. We're not hurting. We are operating. We are sacrificing everything to fight for the Bahamian people. All right. And so if you're worried about, oh, they ain't gonna have enough money for the election, if the Bahamian people are ready for it, it's coming. If the Bahamian people are ready for it, it's here. All right. So thank you. I didn't want to do a long live. So please do your civic duty and share this live. Also, screen record those parts of it that are relevant and share this to the Bahamian people so they can see that Chrisling Skippings needs to step down. And we need a commission of inquiry into this matter and what is going on with this. They've had commission of inquiries into to other things like the Sea Hauler victim crash and other things. We need a commission of inquiry into this because clearly the public does not trust the police at this time. And the public should not trust the leadership of the police force at this time. And so with seeing that, how can you trust the police when they give you, the leadership of the police force, when they give you any information? It's time for change, y'all. Let's go there and fight. Nothing that we do is going to make this change come. Is what you do. Go out there, talk to your family, your friends, your co-workers, etc. Let them know we need something different. We've presented to you 19 candidates that are very qualified to lead this country right now. We're about to bring you some more candidates. Stay tuned. It's time for change. And if you want to run, if you want to put yourself forward, if you know someone who wants to put themselves forward, tell them to apply. Go to our website, click on candidate's application, and they can apply. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. I'm going to continue fighting. Stay tuned for the police trying to attack me and Maria and other members of the COI. Stay tuned for them trying to make up stuff about us. All of that is a part of it, and we actually signed up for that. And so it is what it is. We'll continue to fight for our Bahamian people. I don't have nowhere else to go. This is my country. I love this country, not any other country. I love my people. I love my people. First and foremost, the Bahamas and the Bahamians are going to be first in this here nation. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in.